All right, at this time, 5:30 on November 22nd, we're going to call the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting to order. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. You all would rise.
Okay, I'm going to do the Pledge of Allegiance today with the James O. Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center's drill team and drum corps.
That's awesome.
Just give me a second.
Jerry, you outside? Indivisible, liberty and justice for. Yeah.
They're so cute.
That was cool.
Awesome, awesome.
We want to take that opportunity to highlight some of our groups and activities that go on at the community centers.
That's great. If we can do a roll call, please.
Yes, Chair Alcorn,
Present.
Vice Chair Coladonato,
Present.
Travis Armstrong is absent, Dieter Crawford. Pardon me, Commissioner Crawford. Everybody's.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you. Commissioner Diaz.
Here.
Commissioner Finland.
Present.
Commissioner Goodman.
I'm here.
Commissioner Meyer.
I'm here, thank you.
Commissioner Moralia.
Very good. I'm here.
I had to chew on it a little bit. Commissioner Spellman is absent as well.
Thank you for that. So, report of posting of the agenda was done.
The agenda was posted according to our rules. Janet, do you want to tell me when? On or before the 17th?
Yes, it was posted by 5 o'clock on November 17th.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. Approval of the minutes from October 25th, 2021. Has everybody had a chance to review them, take a look?
I move
Any
to accept the
corrections?
minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Diaz.
Second.
Ms. Goodman, thank you, ladies. So can you do a roll call vote to approve?
Yes, just a moment. Janet, can you turn on the transcription? Oh, thank you. She got it. Okay. I forgot. For the minutes, Chair Alcorn,
Yes.
Vice Chair Coladonato,
Approve.
Commissioner Crawford. Commissioner Crawford,
Approve.
Commissioner Diaz,
Approve.
Commissioner Finland,
Approve.
Commissioner Goodman,
Approved.
Commissioner Meyer,
Approve.
Commissioner Moralia.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any correspondences at this time?
We have gathered correspondence and it will be included in the next packet. Janet, did you want to give a brief on that?
Yeah, I did send 2 emails to commissioners. The emails were sent to rec info regarding lights and the tennis courts. So I did send those to the commissioners and they will be added on the next approval.
Thank you. Did everybody see those emails? We had two. One came in regarding Demuth Park's lighting, I guess is overlighting onto the homes around it. And the other one is water and runoff on the new tennis courts at Ruth Hardy Park. So we forward those to Stacy as well, and we're trying to get those taken care of.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any maintenance issues that come up, we do work orders to try to get that addressed as soon as possible.
Yes.
There was an issue with the shading as well. She was asking if we could lower those tarps down too. I caught that.
Yeah, the height of it is it's up there.
Mhm.
So it's missing shade. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. That might not be a quick fix because it's such a large structure, but it's brought up to our attention, and we will find a solution or find out what we can do with that. Okay, is there any, at this time, correspondence is done? Do we have any public comments? Anybody in queue for public comments?
Looks like we might have a guest. I don't, if you are here for public comment, would you turn on your camera so we can recognize you? Or unmute yourself and let us know that you want to give public comment. Okay, I don't have anybody who's reached out to me. Okay, we've got an observer. Okay, so we're okay. And then just so you know, my the assistant city manager will probably step in around 6 o'clock. And then we've got Tabitha from the city and Dawn here from the city right now.
Awesome. So let's go on to staff updates.
Okay, so Dawn, do you want to give your update first?
Sure. Just an update on the current projects under construction, the pavilion sound system. We are targeting a January installation. If you are aware, electronic components are really difficult to source right now. So we are trying our best. So I'm sure that's a moving target, but we do have the contractor on board for that. Regarding the playground surfacing, contractor has finished the small playground at Desert Highland Park, and that's now open to the public. The larger playground up there needs about 20 more tiles before it's done. The contractor is working, they have completed the demolition of the old playground surface at Demuth Park, and they continue to work on that. Regarding the ball field lighting design, the consultants continue to work on the lighting levels. I think I spoke about the poles needing to be replaced. And so they're just looking at taller poles that can shine the light in more direct fashion so that it won't bleed as much. And so these LEDs, these newer LEDs have a lot more options than what's out there now. So that should help with the focusing the lights down on the field and the need, eliminate the need to have such spillover into the neighborhood. And then they're also looking at the overall system layout. So just connecting all the ball fields to basically the brains that operate the system. Other park projects that are under construction, the Demuth Park and the Desert Highland Park restrooms. So the contractor is still doing all their submittals and working to obtain all the materials. And we are waiting for some of the materials to arrive before we go ahead and start mobilizing the construction of those restrooms. And then the Demuth Community Center HVAC system, and as well as the egress to like doors and things for the community center. That is going to go on the city council agenda to award the project to the contractor at the next meeting. And that concludes my update.
Thank you, Don. Any questions for Don? All right. Nice.
I
Thank
do,
you, sir.
Jerry.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see her. I apologize. Ellen.
Oh,
Didn't see
that's okay. Hey, Don, good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Sure.
I'm just wondering, do you have any insight? I haven't spoken with Stacy. I'm going to shoot her an email about the sand that was ordered for the Demuth Dog Park. She ordered a couple of tons of sand, and I was just wondering if you know anything about that.
I don't have an update from her.
Oh, there she is. Ha-ha!
It
Sorry I'm
looked like
late,
it was nice and
guys.
clean.
20 tons of sand for the Demuth Dog Park that was put in after we had graded everything out. We graded the whole area, pulled out a lot of rocks, a lot of the burrs, a lot of the weeds. Spent a few days and then we just put the 20 tons of sand in there. The idea was obviously during the overseeding, we wanted to have something in the interim while we, wait for the long-term plan from I believe you guys are working on the Measure J options, but the idea was we just wanted to have something that was more comfortable. So
Awesome.
that's
Thanks.
all done. It's all done.
Thanks, Stacy.
Awesome. Any other questions, comments, concerns for Don? John, do I see your hand up?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to know if we have any information on Baristo Park. I mean, I saw that it's now closed off and all of that, but do we have any idea when any movement is going to happen?
That park is being overseeded too. So like the other locations, in one way, we have to wait for that too. Stacy, you might know more about it, but I know it's overseeding.
I do. We strategically planned for Justin, the city manager, specifically wanted to target that during the overseeding. So what we're doing, actually, we're pulling out some shrubs in certain areas that have been previously used to hide inappropriate activity. So we're going to trim those back. We're also going to do a deep sanitizing, a deep cleaning. We're going to replenish some of the mulch. And the idea right now actually is to potentially look at the mulch that was presented by your subcommittee, see if we can get a hold of that quickly. Obviously, it's more expensive than what we've had, but that's the goal right now, is to find something fast. We're going to potentially reopen in the next few weeks. Overseeding generally is 6 to 7 weeks, but we had actually looked at replacing the AstroTurf area out front, but the cost of that was exorbitant, to be honest. And planning wise, it was going to be, we have to rip it all out, then install all new irrigation, and then come up with either a DG or a turf. It's a lot longer process than what we had initially were hoping for. So at this point, we're probably going to replenish the entire Bristol Park as it was after it's been cleaned up, with a lot of the foliage and some of the other areas cleaned back maybe, and we're adding more lights and cameras.
Are the cameras being monitored, do you know? Or are they just being up for looks?
That's a question for the police department.
And
All right.
like our cameras at the library, we don't sit there and look at the cameras like you might imagine a security guard would, but they record, and then we can go back and look, or if we notice any activity, so it's not like we station somebody there to monitor it, but if there's something going on, we could review it. So I assume that that's what they would do too.
Sounds good. All right, staff up. We got Don.
Ready?
Any
You
other
ready?
questions for Don?
Are you ready for the update now? Yes?
Please.
Oh, okay, let's share my screen. And hopefully share. Do it, share. So we do have the reseedings happening at all the parks. I know the Sunrise Park just got done because that's where I work. And let's see. So that's all happening. The parks and the all the different areas will be reopened in early December. There have been lights replaced at the skate park and the tennis courts. Some of those lights still need some ballast. So we're seeing, some lights that still aren't working, and that's because there are parts on order for that. We are looking for volunteers for the Festival of Lights Parade, and we are looking for balloon tenders and other volunteers. I know there's one balloon still looking for a team. So Janet is going to send out an email, and if you've ever wanted to carry a helium balloon in a parade, now is your chance. And you get lots of applause if you can make it through those intersections and do a twirl and get under the lights without crashing. It's a lot of fun to watch. And I'll show you some slides too, but we've got Breakfast with Santa coming. There's going to be a free toy involved. The event is free. It's December 18th from 8 to 11 a.m. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Palm Springs Gay Softball League for donating funds for that toy giveaway. Because they use their proceeds from one of their tournaments to give that to us. So thank you very much. We are doing a toy drive for recreation, toy drive and giveaway. So you can donate your new unwrapped toys to drop-off locations coming soon. Not quite yet, but if you bring them, we'll take them. City Hall, James O. Jesse, Leisure Center, Demuth, or the library until December 13th. So we would appreciate toys for our toy drive. I think that would be a lot of fun and give out to the kids in our own communities. Winter camp is coming. James O. Jesse, they are running the camp December 20th through January 7th. At this location, it's $15 for members and $20 for non-members. And then we are also doing winter camp at the Leisure Center. The price is different. It's, I believe, $75 a week for that, per week for that 3-week experience. And then if you would like to join the James O. Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center's email list, contact jonathan.maidment@palmspringsca.gov. They send out a monthly newsletter with all their activities. So I wanted you to be aware of that. And I might have already sent the commissioner's emails to him to sign up for that one. Some of our activities that we have going on, we have the Explore Archery program. They had a group that started in October. We're going to do it again, level 1, session 1. So for children ages 6 through 18, this one starts December 22nd. And go check out our website and give us a call or whatever for more information. Now the group that is currently in level 1, session 1, there's going to be a level 1, session 2 for them. And that starts December 22nd. We're very excited about this program. Is it Jerry? Are you the one that's helping with this program?
Yes, ma'am. My kids are doing great on that. I love it.
Super exciting. I think it's a great program. We've got, as always, indoor pickleball at both community centers. So check that out. Now, something new happening at James O. Jesse, the first Friday, they're going to do laser pickleball.
Wow.
Wear fluorescent clothing so that you will glow in the dark as well. So go check that out Friday, December 3rd from 5 to 7. I think it'd be fun just to go and just glow. Here's this is for James O. Jesse. They're doing the toy giveaway at James O. Jesse. They've got all kinds of items, Santa, Coco, you name it. December 17th from 5 to 7. Here's the flyer for winter camp. We'll put all this stuff on social media, or you can go back and watch the YouTube video and press pause. Here's our toy drive, drop-off locations. I love Santa wearing his mask. It makes me laugh. And then just a reminder about our other ongoing activities. We've got homework at the park, our mature adult program, our youth encouragement program. And here's the group that did the Pledge of Allegiance, the drill team and drum squad. They are so cute. We've still got knitting and sewing and the Come Ride With Us Bike Club. And Jerry, you're doing that too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Lots of fun. And then just a reminder, we've got dance club. So that is all of the things. It's not all the things, but it's all the things I have to share with you.
An awesome update from the Parks and Recs Commission. Our Parks and Recs chair. Thank you, lady. Thank you, Jeannie. Jeez, sorry, I'm
Thank you.
freezing here. Trying to get my words right. I'm freezing here outside. I'm sorry. Is there any questions for her? Besides, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for stepping in and taking over the reins. I really appreciate it. I know it's a lot, but from me to you, thank you very much.
Thank
Also
you.
want to
And
thank,
I was going to say they're reviewing applications.
I also want to thank the Gay Softball League too. That's an awesome donation to do that. That we appreciate that a lot. It helps the kids in the community. That means a lot too. That's awesome. Thank you for the community too. So is there any questions?
I should also report on the strategic retreat that the city council did. They had their session on Saturday, November 20th. The information that I got was that they are working on coming up with a list of essentially deliverables the first of the year. So they're still working. They just got through a portion of what they needed to do. They're going to meet again on Tuesday, the 30th. And so there was a lot of discussion about facilities and about youth programs. So I'm very optimistic about that. And then they're also trying to create essentially predictable an annual cycle of work for the commissions so that you all have some direction and that we're a more cohesive unit, I guess, as a city, so that we have a path to take and a way to do it.
Great. Policies and procedures in place. That is great.
I see a
Peter, I
hand.
see your hand is up, sir. Do you have a question, sir?
The Barristo part. I know it's closed, but
Hey, D, we can barely hear you.
yeah, just want to ask a question about the Barristo part. Can you guys hear me now? I know you guys said it was closed, but I went by the park a couple times, and it seems like there's still patrons in the park near the bus stop on the Cali and Celia side. I know they're not, the park is roped off on El Segundo side, but there's like a small dirt patch area. Is that considered the park still? I was wondering.
That's a good question. I don't know. Stacy, are you familiar with that area? Is that part of the park?
Sunline Transit Authority has their own areas, and that's part of our egress with them. So that would be most likely their area, and we do need to maintain the transit authority.
And then I got a community. A lot of people coming in all of a sudden. I got a communication with a resident, and they were talking about a vacant lot also nearby, but
some of the lots around that vicinity, we also have flood control. They are actually the owners and maintain the area in the middle, so they need access to those areas. Obviously, recently we had some mattresses and some other debris down there, so that's they're accessing some of those areas.
I reached out to the Riverside County Flood Control and did a request about the stuff, the debris in there. So it's not really related to what Dieter was saying, but we've been working with the residents and whatnot out there.
Riverside County Flood Control has a maintenance routine that they do, and then they will also respond to specific requests. And then Sunline Transit Authority is in charge of all their bus stops. So all of those areas obviously are beyond the city's control, and we can assist and we can respond to them with their authority. So if there's a work order that comes in, we'll take care of it.
Yeah. And then if there's some activity, we can reach out to local law enforcement if there's some activity that's not appropriate for the community. I mean,
Awesome. Is there any other questions for the Parks and Rec Director? All right, moving on. Any other staff updates?
Stacy, did you have anything else?
I think most of the stuff has been mentioned already. Obviously, the HVAC at Demuth is going to be significant, and that's going to come up pretty quick. And that's mostly specific to the gymnasium. The shade structures are moving forward. If they're not already done, we're doing painting of the benches. We're replacing some benches, some picnic benches, and some grills and trash cans. So we will be putting in a few different trash cans and trash can pads. We are moving forward with the TOT program there at the swim center. So we're going to be hopefully this week or next week, we'll be replacing the pad and moving the spider over to the pavilion area, and then installing the new art installation there in front of the swim center per the recommendation of both commissions. So that should be happening within the next week.
Awesome. Did you get the 2 emails we sent you, Janet sent you today for, I'm sure you have, but Ruth Hardy Park's having some issues, and Demuth with the lighting. I know you do a plane thing.
We have some ballast issues. So I rented the big lift, the 80-footer. So we went around twice, and now we found out there's ballast. So unfortunately, because of the shortage of parts, we actually had several of those on order. The bulbs are easier to get now than the ballast, which has not been our problem historically. It's been the reverse. So that's a new issue for us, trying to get the electronic components. So we do have them on order, and we actually have about twice the order that we should, just simply because I want stock. So as soon as those come in, we'll replace them. We do anticipate they will be in before the tournament.
Thank you, Stacy, for being aware of it. Thank you for being proactive on it. And thank you for taking care of it for the community.
We're trying.
So the community knows. I know you are. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yes, ma'am. Jody, before I get to you, I see Susie's hand was up first. Can I get to her first, please? Thank you. Susie.
My question is just quick. It's I think probably directed towards Stacy. With respect to the equipment updates and things like that at the parks, like the new barbecues and things like that, is there a place for the community members to check on updates on those things, or is the best place for them to refer to our meetings that we have monthly? I just have had a few people in my neighborhood ask me some questions about some of the equipment and things at Sunrise Park. So I just wanted to direct them to the proper venue to get that information.
I guess honestly, it would be recommended. I guess I will put my email in here. I would be probably the most obvious response to that. Normally, if somebody puts it in through RattleTech, we'll respond to that individual with updates as we go. But if it's just a general question that's not related to a work order, then I'm going to put in my email address and they can email me directly.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Susie, they can also email rec info, our city email for recreation, or give us a call at the office and talk to Janet or Alex or Janice. They tend to know what's going on about the status of the work orders and things. Or they can,
or they'll just call me. Yeah,
exactly. They'll call you.
Yeah.
Great. I'll let them know. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Jody, question, ma'am.
We're just gonna address one of the ask Stacy, one of the public emails, comments that we got or concerns was regarding a picnic table in Ruth Hardy Park that had been moved far away or been moved near the restrooms instead of near whatever. And I just want it for the record noted, we as Parks and Recs commissioners don't move picnic tables. It was addressed as though why we moved it, us meaning us as the commissioners, we picked it up and moved it. So one, we don't move anything. We don't do any of that. We are not maintenance of the parks. We're just a volunteer commission. And so Stacy, then they wanted it moved back near, I believe, the barbecue pit or farther away over there. So is that something that we should be able to get that done, or should have been able to get that done?
That was done, Jody, 3 weeks ago. So originally that was moved because of the shade structure installation as part of the Parks and Recs Commission in your Measure J project. So we had to relocate that. We have to bring in large equipment. It was actually the front loader that came in, and because of the weight, it was heavy equipment that we had to close down part of the parking lot to move. So we did that during the shade structure installation. When we got the work order that everything was completed, we moved it back.
Thank you.
You're
Once
welcome.
again, Stacy, thank you for taking care of it, as always. Thank you.
Just let me know, guys. I'm happy to take care of whatever questions you guys get. Please feel free to forward through to Jeannie or to staff or directly to me. We'll take care of it.
Any other questions for staff? Any other staff updates?
Overseeding's
I have
almost over. Everybody breathe, breathe, breathe.
Johnny,
Hey, Stacy, is there any way you can maybe put up some tape to keep people off the fields for right now during the reseeding time?
Johnny, that's the nicest thing I can think of doing during overseeding time.
You know what I mean? These people, they're bringing
I
their
know.
dogs, they want to go play, they're trying to play ball on them.
I have videos of people
so.
driving on them, playing balls, having full on. I get it. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm also hyper aware, people need to play. People need to be outside. We've
get
locked
it.
everybody down for a year. I'm very sympathetic to that. So actually my goal is not to lock people out from it. I'm going to
Mhm.
just continue to add more seed, a little more fertilizer,
Okay.
a little more irrigation when we can, so we can keep the fields healthy and
Cool.
just acknowledge people need to be outside. I get that. I understand that. And I
Okay.
support that.
we changed up to liquid fertilizer one year and spray it all over. I guarantee you everybody will stay off it.
Ew, okay, yeah.
We're not in the country though. So thank you. Is there any other questions or staff updates? Awesome. Thank you. As always, Palm Springs staff, all of you, thank you very much. Moving on with the meeting. Can everybody hear me? Okay, moving on with the meeting. We're going to go to decision and or action items. Decision item number 1 is the project updates, verbal report. So we had any projects we got going on right now that we didn't get a staff report on?
No, not really. I didn't know. Don gave his report really, so I think we're good.
Awesome. Thank you again, Don. So review and discuss the commission's application submissions for the Measure J commission review. We're gonna have a verbal discussion right now. We had the 5 items we came up with for our Measure J. Us as a commission, we're allowed to submit as many as we would like and we can get submitted. I was lucky enough to get bids for 3 out of the 4 items we were trying to get done. I was not able to get anybody out to give me a price on the walking path DG around JOJ. I've tried. I'll still try. I still got irons in the fire. But right now, so just to let you guys know, I had Palm Springs Welding come out and give me a price for new fencing at the Civic Center Park between the pool and the pavilion. The poster's still good. They just need to replace the pickets in between. Prevailing wage job to be done correctly, powder coating. And the only thing I kind of added, which I think would be nice, would be to, you know, the signs we have on the bikes, the City of Palm Springs established, the symbol, the crest. I asked them, it would be nice to have those on each gate for the entrance and exit right there. It would just make the park look a little nicer, I feel, you know. But their bid came in at $58,760 for that particular item. Playground equipment, I've reached out to a couple different vendors and suppliers. I was able to communicate with the supplier in Southern California that does the same that we have at the wellness park right now. And we have one broken piece of equipment at the wellness park. And we're looking to install 4 new pieces at James O. Jesse. The pieces would be dip, pull-up bars, push-up bars. And that total price, when it broke down, sorry guys, I'm looking it up. At James O. Jesse was $49,323.98. And at the Health and Wellness Park was $22,580.02. And that's to replace the one. They got to go in, jackhammer it out, remove it, replace it. And these are all under concrete, not concrete mounted. So it's the bolts are underneath the ground. So it's safety for the kids and family. And those are all prevailing wage jobs. So these are the baseline estimates that I was able to get for those 4 items. Yes, ma'am.
Jerry, I think I might have missed that first part. So this is like circuit training at the park outside when people can kind of do like push-ups or
Yes,
leg
ma'am.
bends or.
Yeah,
and-
we were looking to do a walking path around James O. Jesse and
Right.
also add some exercise equipment for them as well.
And so the 49,500, was that the walking path and the equipment or just the equipment?
That's the equipment, installation, concrete pads to be installed underneath and on top. So that's the equipment installed. Walking pads or anything to come up to it would be, you know, a separate item.
Excellent.
But this
How
is
many-
installing. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry, cut you off. I was curious how many pieces of equipment?
4.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And all 4 of them are the high quality ones like we have at the wellness park with the toppers, explanations, meant to last out in the sun for years.
Wow,
Yeah, so it's the
10,000
same
a piece.
Yeah. Well, and then you get prevailing wage on top of it, so double the money, you know?
And Jerry, were those what exercise stations were those?
They were one was a triple pull-up bar set, a push-up set, dip bar set, and one was a multi-gym where you have weight, you know, like push chest press. One was a multi-gym too. I was trying to get a little more and fancier, but those pieces of equipment were $40,000 to $50,000 a piece. It was crazy how expensive this stuff is. So that's my findings. I've been working on trying to get it taken care of. Any questions, comments, or concerns? And remember, these are just estimates. They're still, if we do get approved, they're still going to be sent out for bid. They're going to have to be 3 approved and vetted vendors to come back to actually get the project done. This is just a baseline bid.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I actually think that fits very nicely into Measure J community dollars. I think it's a very palatable. I mean, it's expensive to us, like it's just shocking that the cost, but I do think that it fits very nicely and it's something that they could possibly fund and fund other things as well, like nothing that's really going to saddle their budget. So I actually like it. And I don't know if tonight we vote or what you're really maybe looking for, but I think we should move forward with that application.
Awesome. Tonight, actually, we did all this voting last month, or actually the month before. This is all approved. These are just, I'm bringing the findings to the board, letting you guys know what I found. Here's the prices. Our next step would be from here we got a lot of awesome commissioners. We need to get these written up and put into writing so we can submit them to Measure J before December 2nd. So,
Susie has her hand up.
oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, Susie. Sorry about that.
Jerry, it's okay, Jerry. I was just gonna say I'd be happy to write that up and submit it. I went to the website today, and it's like a very straightforward application. So I'd be happy to do that on your behalf, if you'd like.
Love it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Might even get a case of wine out of that. Thank you.
You don't need to do that. I think it's really cool that you did all that research, and I think it's going to be really well received by the community. So that'll be great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great job, Jerry.
Just trying to make it better for our community. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, thank you so much. Susie, I would be interested in talking to you just to kind of clarify all of what we're going to submit, I guess. You know, because each one of these should be its own application, I think.
Sure. And Jeannie, I'd be happy to, we can discuss that when we get into the section about Measure J, because the Sunset Park Committee or Sunrise Park Committee did meet, and we did identify several things we'd also like to submit funding requests for. So maybe when we get to that section of the meeting, we can kind of talk about the best way for the subcommittees or individual committee members to submit through the website.
Okay, good.
I have phones up. I have hands up everywhere. I see a facilities phone, and Susie, your hands up too.
I lowered it.
Stacey?
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Sorry.
Stacy, yes, ma'am.
Facilities phone, that's me. So actually, my point on that was the walking path. If we separate that from Measure J, and you send that over to Jeannie and I, we can work with Desert Water Agency. They actually have the turf buyback program. That was actually my intent, moving forward with walking paths throughout the city parks. So that's something I really hope we can separate and move forward with DWA giving, because I believe it's $2 per, or they'll do a 50% match. So that would save us some money, and then obviously give us an opportunity to move forward with different parks.
Awesome. What I'll do when I get off the mountain, I'm up here in the mountain. When I get off the mountain, I'll send you an email. And because we would like not only James O'Jesse, but we also got some citizens brought up at Victoria Park. Would be nice to have walking paths right next to the park in a chain link, and right next to where the homes are right there, you know, just
I'm actually already working on that one, but I'll send you, I've already got that over to DWA. I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
I mentioned that, yeah, last year we were working on it last year but then COVID happened. So yes, that's actually been one of the, it's not a concrete path. It's a DG walking path that we've been working on. I've been trying for about 2 years now, and DWA is very interested. So I'll send you over all the diagrams for that. I've already had that done in place for 2 years. We're just waiting for COVID to lighten up so DWA will approve it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that update too. Appreciate that. Ellen, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Stacy, just quick question about those walking paths. Is that, do you feel that it's almost like carte blanche? Like if you give them 5 parks, that they are up for 5 parks, or do they have a ceiling on how many that you could apply for?
You know, it really depends year to year, what DWA has for grant opportunities. And the other thing is that the walking path that we were creating for Victoria was not concrete. It was actually DG, and it was based on the fact that we have rotary irrigation in our parks, the round. So we weren't actually creating a square walking path. We were creating a rounded walking path with some DG. So we were pulling back not just the path, we were pulling back 6 to 12 inches from the path on both sides and creating a bigger landscape of xeriscaping and desert scaping that was going to give them more opportunity to tout the amount of turf buyback that they had. So it really depends on what they get from state grants, and then what they're willing to return offer from us. But my impression from talking with Ashley of DWA, there really is no limit to what they're willing, especially if we get in early April, is their renewal timeframe really. So every April is kind of when they come up with, okay, this is what we have. These are the funds we have to work with. So that's when we try to jump.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
And then Jerry, I just wanted to make a comment too for maybe Stacy, Don, and Tabby about one of the items that you had all mentioned before were the locker rooms at the swim center. And we don't have a price on what it would cost to redo those or upgrade even just the lockers and all of that. So I'm gonna figure out how to find a price estimate for those to see if we can put that in on this as the Measure J application, because that was something that you all had said you would support.
Awesome. So, sorry, I keep looking at my phone. We have the discussion of what I found, reports and updates from Ad Hoc Committee. So is there any other comments or concerns on the reports that I have found and the staff that's going on right now? Awesome. All right, we're moving right along tonight. So reports and updates from our Ad Hoc Committees.
Hold on, Jerry, you skipped discussion of volunteers and assignments to complete and submit Measure J applications. Number 3.
Oh, I apologize. Yes. So as a commission, as you guys know right now, we have 4 solid bids or 4 solid plans we'd like to get done. We have more, as you can hear. Lord, sorry. We'd like to get some commissioners to write these up. It's a lot to have one person do all 4, all 5. It's not fair either when there's, a whole group of us. I know all of us are busy as well, and we all have jobs, and so does the city staff. So it would be nice if we can get volunteers to maybe write one up each, or if we can have somebody that's technologically savvy, put it in a Google Doc. I don't know if we have enough time to do a Google Doc and everybody try to edit it, but it would be nice to have one person write up each one of these and submit it.
Jer, I just wanted to let you know that John and I will work on the Demuth Dog Park for supporting kind of Stacy's sand initiative. And so we're looking at the ground coverage, shade, and some landscaping. And so we'll make sure that we submit that.
Awesome. Thank you too. Susie, I have you writing up
The exercise equipment, right?
the exercise equipment. That'll be 2 because we're gonna have to submit one for for Health and Wellness Park.
Yeah, and one for
one-
Sunrise.
Yes, ma'am. If you're okay with that.
Of course, I'm happy to. I'm also, I know we're all busy, but I looked at the requirements for it and it's pretty streamlined. So I'm happy to take on a few more if people don't have time. So just let me know and I'm fine with that.
Awesome. I truly appreciate that.
Clarification, you said Sunrise, but this was Wellness Park and James O'Jesse, right?
Yes, sorry. Yes, my apologies.
But Susie, what did you want to talk about on the Sunrise Park?
Oh, apologies that I've brought that up twice. Jerry and Chris and I just, we met as part of our subcommittee for the Measure J initiative, and we did identify some additional equipment and improvements that we would also love to submit funding for, just to see if there's something that we could get through on that. But I didn't know if that was going to be a specific part of the meeting agenda or not.
We have it up next. So let's do this because the last thing we have to write up is the fencing for the park at the pavilion. If nobody wants to do it, I'm more than happy to do it as well, So that'll take care of all 4 of our main line items right now. And only thing I asked before we submit them in, if we can just, I don't know how we all can check them out. Should we just, how would we do this? Would we send them to you, Gene? Like, how would we go about checking them before we say, or should we just submit them?
Well, what you could do is, yeah, we've got, I don't think it's gonna matter if you just submitted it.
Okay,
Because they have the Google form. So if you were using the form, you wouldn't be able to like send a draft. But if you were just using the Word document, or you could send that ahead. Susie has a suggestion, I can tell.
yes, Susie.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be like a gunner. I just my question to you, Jeannie, was just if it's something that's becoming on behalf of the committee as opposed to a private citizen member, what is there a specific way you want us to identify it? Like, would you like us to say Measure J subcommittee on behalf of the Palm Springs Parks and Rec Committee, just so that it's obvious that it's coming from our whole group? Is that maybe the best way to deal with that, so that you guys can flag it on your end?
That sounds fine. That way they know that it was kind of something that you had discussed with the.
Yeah.
commission. And you
I
could
think,
mention
yeah,
that in
maybe-
your narrative too. You could say this was discussed, you know.
Yeah, Susie, instead of committee, use commission.
Yeah, I would say Parks and Recs Commission.
Sure.
Perfect,
Absolutely.
perfect.
That way we've all agreed upon this at a whole. We've all talked about this on numerous meetings. There's records of it. So please, as a commission, you are submitting it. And thank you.
That makes
too, bud.
sense. I'm happy to help. And I just, Jeannie, I don't know who's dealing with this Measure J stuff on the back end for the city. But as long as they know it's coming from our commission, I think that's what we need, right?
Yeah, that's fine. On the library side, we're checking all the boxes. City staff, the library board of trustees, the Friends, the foundation, we're doing a group application. So it's gonna be fine. And I believe it goes to the finance department, and we can just double check and make sure, because we're getting, I think they're coming from commissioners saying, oh, we haven't received anything from you yet. I got an email like that. So they're watching, they're waiting for our application. So that's exciting. The only one left is the locker rooms. Do you want me to work on that? I mean,
If you can, I got some contractor buddies I'll call as well. Try to get whoever we can get out there, try to give us a bid.
yeah, I don't have a clue how much it's gonna cost. Don has a clue?
No, you don't need to have the actual quotes. Obviously, if you have an idea of the cost, it'll help. But if you don't know the cost, I mean, it's okay to leave it blank. Staff will investigate, what the actual costs are, but do work on the narrative as far as the need and, why you're recommending the project. But I encourage you to submit all the projects, even if you don't have an actual cost estimate, or if you can take a guess, as we develop the projects on the back end, we'll get actual prices and things of that
Okay.
nature. But I encourage you to submit all that you want, because you might not get it all, but submit what you want.
Maybe we'll find something, a thing or two that really piques their interest, and is something they can say, yes, like, I think that workout equipment is a good, I think that looks really good to me out of all of these, right? Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, thank you, Don. That's very encouraging.
So with that being said, that is line item number 3 on that.
Hey, Jer,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question about the exercise equipment in all the parks. I'm just kind of curious from an inventory. So we know the wellness center has some equipment. I think that is our only park, and is that correct?
Sunrise has some as well along their walking
Sunrise
path.
actually has some exercise equipment in the park?
Yes, ma'am. Has some pull-up bars, a couple dip bars
Really?
along their walking path. Yes, ma'am.
Huh.
I haven't been through Victoria Park. The only other one that I know that has it is Sunrise, the Wellness and Sunrise Park.
So
that I'm
you're
aware of.
applying, Dieter, do you have any insight to any other parks that
Yeah.
have the exercise equipment?
The Sunrise Park has them, a couple pull-up bars as well, but they're kind of, last time I went there, they were damaged. So they may need a little upgrading as well, and maybe a little TLC.
Okay,
Well,
yeah. Go ahead, Jared.
I say that's in our focus for the master plan for Sunrise Park. We walked it and spent a lot of time there, for the subcommittee, and that's going to be a part of the we'd like to take care of that in a master plan if possible, that the city was talking about coming up with putting money back into parks and recreations and facilities. It's one of those things. We think Sunrise Park needs quite a bit of upgrades as well as other parks. It's just deteriorated. So there's a lot going on at that park with the different facilities and different things that are going on. So it's on the radar. And you guys all know how city works. It's on the radar. It could happen today or 6 years from now, but it's on the radar.
Well, the radar as far as their master plan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the reason I'm asking is Measure J has some interest in hearing what the schools might need. And so I'm having a Zoom meeting with them tomorrow, and to really understand whether or not Measure J is interested in just school, or is it something that's school and community? And so if it's school and community, one of the things I thought about was expanding that exercise equipment to the parks that really are adjacent or near schools. So Victoria Park, Sunrise, Baristo. And if you got a quote of 50,000, if we ask Measure J, this is for school, this isn't Parks and Recs, but this would be for schools. If it's something that they would like, then I would write on behalf of the schools a proposal to have those exercise equipments in all those parks that are adjacent to a school. So if Parks and Recs wrote for the parks that weren't adjacent to a school, right? So we know that Vista, Del Monte, and Raymond Cree are next to Victoria Park. We know Palm Springs High School, and then Kauai Elementary, where Baristo Park. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'll know more tomorrow, but that was one thing I was thinking if they wanted a dual. If they wanted something just for schools, we had 2 ideas just for schools, but I won't know until I meet with them.
Thank you for that, Ellen. Dieter, do you still have a question, sir? Your hand's up.
No, sir, no question. Let me lower.
Cool. Thank you, sir. So, okay, at this point, that is all the items on that line item. Discussion and action items, we'll write them up. Now, as you guys hear, we can submit as many as we want, and whatever gets approved gets approved. Sorry, I'm looking on my phone.
Then we have the next item is discussion of attendance for December 27th commission meeting.
Thank you for that. I'm having trouble with my phone and service up here.
I thought you might.
So yeah, our next meeting's on December 27th. Seeing if that would work for everybody, if everybody can make it, can't make it, if we need to reschedule. Any questions? I got Susie. It's fine by Susie. Jody, you're okay with it too?
Items to discuss. I guess that's a question. Do we have items for the agenda for December, or can we wait till January?
It's really just ongoing projects. I mean, that's staff update. That's not necessarily us. We'll have Measure J stuff submitted by then. I know we're not allowed to communicate with each other, but I'm sure city staff can send out an email just saying, hey, they've all been submitted. They can do the communication for us.
Yeah, we could send you a report. I mean, our update could be an email, and
yeah,
maybe and then we could include it in the next meeting so that it's official for the record.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if all the months, this might be the month, yeah, but I don't know if how you all.
Hey, I'm in if we go dark. I'm okay with that. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, my schedule is fluid myself. I'll probably be up in the mountains again then. As soon as I get a break, I go up to the mountains, so I run away. What does anybody else have a thought, feelings on this?
I'm good with whatever what the group decides. If it's a light agenda and it's holidays, people want to take a break, I'm good with that.
Thank you, Ellen.
Maybe we
I
should do a
agree.
vote.
I say I agree with that one too. Yeah, I say that's at this point. What do you think? Should we take a vote on it?
I think we should. Let's take a vote on it. You want to meet? Let's meet. You don't?
Okay. I'm.
I
We
can
got-
take, I can take a roll and just say, well, I was gonna say, do you want to make a motion that we, either way? So that people can vote one way or the other, because I mean, I hear that people are like indifferent, like they could go either way. I think it's-
Yeah. Do you
I
guys,
think it's
does
in there.
somebody want to make a motion to let the December 27th meeting go dark and to resume all business on our January meeting with new updates, new reports to allow for the holiday season?
I make a motion that we go dark on the 27th unless something arises that we need to address and we need to meet.
Thank you, Ms. Diaz.
Mhm.
I second that.
Thank you, Johnny. Say we got a second. All right.
Okay, we'll do a roll call. Jerry, what mountain are you on?
I'm in the San Jacinto ones right now. I'm up here in Hemet.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, right by the lake. Freezing.
Okay, so you want me to do a roll call?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Second, Tabitha, I'm just gonna, I was gonna text you, but, or message you on here, but just tell her to join us if you. Teresa,
Okay.
for me, it's faster for me to figure it out, just to tell you. Okay, so roll call, Chair Alcorn,
Yes.
Vice Chair Colin Donato,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawford,
No comment.
abstain, Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
yes, Commissioner Finland,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodman,
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Is it Meyer or Dent?
Sorry, see, this is what I told you. My maiden name is Dent, but my married name is Meyer. And so
Oh.
my Palm Springs married name is Meyer. My wife would like me to say that.
Okay, and then finally, Commissioner Moralia.
Yes.
Okay, so we have voted to go dark unless something of urgent business comes up.
Okay. Fairly easy and painless. So moving on, we're getting through this today, guys. I'm loving this.
Good.
We got number 4, we on number 5 now. Reports and verbal and updates about the ad hoc committees. Verbal reports. Ms. Diaz.
Let's see, John and I, as the ad hoc committee for art in the park, we met with one of the public arts commissioners just to, since the decision was made for us that we had to move the spider, we met with him in Sunrise Park to show him where we'd like it moved to, which I heard earlier in the report saying that that's in the move. They're gonna get that thing moved soon.
Thank you, Jody.
Hmm?
Susie, would you like to give an update on our meeting?
Sure. And apologies, I'm at the airport. So if you can hear me, please stop me. But Jerry and Chris Spellman and I had an opportunity to survey Sunrise Park in order to make recommendations for potential Measure J funding, we were able to identify a number of accessibility issues, equipment requests, I suppose, and various other items with the ultimate goal of making the park more accessible for residents and also for visitors as well. And a number of those items, I believe we have 15 items that we identified. I will be submitting Measure J funding requests for, just to see if we're able to get funding for any of those. The majority of those would be things like repaving the thoroughfares, additional shade structures, additional seating, and additional barbecue units or different places where people could gather, as well as water fountains. And we also did identify that there needed to be some repairs or perhaps replacement of the fitness equipment that we've already discussed. So I'm going to submit all those as Measure J funding requests. And if we're able to do that, that would be great. But we're very optimistic that we can make some small changes to increase visits to the park by locals and by tourists as well.
Yes. Yeah, one thing I got to add to that. Yeah, we did a very very good walkthrough. We spent over an hour there. I think on my sheet I have over 24 items we saw, and that's without going through the swim center or without going through the pavilion heavy duty. This is just the actual park itself. And we found, I mean, there's a lot of things going on with it. One of my biggest concerns is what Susie's talking about, but also like just a public safety concern is the basketball court is almost falling over to a point where I'm scared somebody's going to get hurt, you know? So there's just a lot of upgrades that need to be done at that park. It's a great park, but it's had its time. So at this point, is there any other ad hoc committees that anybody else meet?
Oh, I was going to let John share, but the dog park committee has kind of been just on pause and hiatus. One of our volunteers has been traveling abroad. And so what we've left it at was the Measure J submissions, but we have not met this month. And John, I didn't know if I saw your hand up. I didn't know if you were going to speak dog park or something else.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm writing my notes too. All right. Is there any other verbal reports or updates from ad hoc committees? All right.
Jerry, can I introduce our new assistant city manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Join us, Teresa Galvan. Is that how you pronounce your last name, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Good job.
So if you want to, you can say a few words about yourself. I think that would be the best.
Great, thank you. Thank you for letting me pop in. I've just got out of another meeting and wanted to take an opportunity to say hi, introduce myself. So thank you. Thank you, Jerry, and to all of the commissioners. It's my 5th day on the job, so very excited to be here. I have been in city government for quite some time. I was the city manager for the city of Selma last for almost 3 years. And then before that, I was with the city of Lompoc in Santa Barbara County for 7 years as their assistant city manager and economic development director, community development. Had a lot of involvement. Parks and recreation was what part of my department there for those 7 years. So good things you all do, and it's great to be part of. And prior to that, I worked for Riverside County for 18 years, 15 years with the Riverside County Economic Development Agency. So spent a lot of time out here in the Coachella Valley as part of the county service that we provided, including working with library, cultural services, marketing, the county fair, airports. So a lot of different things over all those years. I'm excited to get to know you all and learn more about all the great things you're doing with the team here. So I appreciate that. Again, the opportunity to say hi. I look forward to meeting you in person as we all get busy and do our good work together.
So nice to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
Awesome. Love having a new face on. So, any questions or any comments for Teresa other than welcome and thank you for being part of the city?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Look forward to working with you.
Likewise.
All right, at this time, everybody, we're going to move on. Reports and requests, commissioner comments. This portion of the meeting is set aside brief general comments and or issues or concerns of members of the commission and items of future meetings. Do any of my commissioners have anything? Wow, it's going to be a nice, quick meeting tonight. This is awesome. We're on a roll. Don't see any hands up. All right. With that not being said, can we call for a motion? That's our meeting tonight.
So
All right.
Your
Telling you, I'm
next
coming up to the woods
meeting,
from now on.
your next meeting will be January 24th, unless something urgent comes up.
I'll make a motion to end our meeting today and for everybody to have a great Thanksgiving.
Awesome. Thank you, Ellen.
I second that. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday season, everybody.
Thank you, Johnny.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, everybody, yeah, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Have a very Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Have a good New Year's, and we'll see everybody on the new year, unless we have.
See us at the
something.
parade. Come to the.
Oh, at the parade. That's right.
Yeah. Hey,
Festival rights.
question for everybody very quick before we get off. Is this commission, is anybody interested in doing the parade, walking a balloon, being involved? It'd be great for our commission.
Yeah, I might do that. I'll do that.
All right.
It's
We'll
a lot of
How
fun.
John see you.
I'll talk with Janet. We'll send an email out to everybody and see who would like to be involved. But I would love to have our commission do the parade. That would be great. Even if I'm in my little mobility scooter, I'll hold something.
What's the balloon? Jeannie, what balloon? What's the one balloon left?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I want Snoopy.
I know.
Right? It's got to be a good balloon.
This is awesome. All right, everybody. Have a good night. And thank you so
All
much
right.
for everything as always.
Stay safe.
care.
Be well.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.